Biography of Emile Berliner, inventor of the recording device and telephone microphone. Emile Berliner or Emile Berliner, May 20, 1851 to August 3, 1929 was a German-born American inventor. He is best known for developing the gramophone disc record phonograph in America. He founded the Berliner Gramophone Company in 1895, the Gramophone Company in London, England, in 1897, the Deutsche Grammophon in Hanover, Germany, in 1898 and the Berliner Gramophone Company of Canada in Montreal in 1899, chartered in 1904. Early attempts to design consumer sound or music playing gadgets began in 1877. That year, Thomas Edison invented the tinfoil phonograph, which played recorded sounds from a round cylinder. Unfortunately, the sound quality on the phonograph was poor and each recording lasted only one play. Edison's phonograph was followed by Alexander Graham Bell's graphophone. The graphophone used a wax cylinder, which could be played many times. However, each cylinder had to be recorded separately, making mass reproduction of the same music or sound impossible with a graphophone. Gramophones and records. On November 8, 1887, Emile Berliner, a German immigrant working in Washington, D.C., patented a successful system for sound recording. Berliner was the first inventor to stop recording on cylinders and start recording on discs or flat records. The first records were made of glass. They were then made using zinc and finally plastic. Spiral groove with sound information engraved in flat note. To play sound and music, records were played on a gramophone. The gramophone's arm held a needle that read the grooves in the record with vibrations and sent the information to the gramophone's speaker. See larger view of gramophone. Berliner discs records were the first sound recordings that could be mass-produced by creating master recordings from molds made. From each mold, hundreds of discs are pressed. Gramophone Company. Berliner founded the Gramophone Company to mass-produce sound records, phonograph records, as well as the gramophones that played them. To help promote his gramophone system, Berliner did several things. First, he persuaded popular artists to record their music using his system. Two notable artists signed early with the Berlin Company were Enrico Caruso and Dame Nellie Melba. The second smart marketing move made by Berliner occurred in 1908 when he used Francis Barad's painting of the voice of his master as his company's official hallmark. Berliner then sold the licensing rights to his patents for the gramophone and method of making records to the Victor Talking Machine Company RCA, which made the gramophone a successful product in the United States. Meanwhile, Berliner continued to do business in other countries. He founded the Berliner Gramophone Company in Canada, Deutsche Grammophon in Germany and Gramophone Co., Limited, which is based in the UK. Berlin's legacy also lives on in his trademark, which depicts the image of a dog listening to his master's voice played from a gramophone. The dog's name is Nipper. Automatic gramophone. Berliner worked on improving the playback machine with Elrich Johnson. Johnson patented a spring motor for the Berliner gramophone. The motor makes the turntable rotate at the same speed and eliminates the need to hand-turn the gramophone. His master's voice trademark was passed to Johnson by Emile Berliner. Johnson began printing them in Victor record catalogs and then on paper labels of discs. Soon, his master's voice became one of the most famous trademarks in the world and is still used today. Works on phone and microphone. In 1876, Berliner invented the microphone, which was used as a telephone speech transmitter. At the U.S. Centennial Exposition, Berliner saw the Bell Company telephone demonstrated and was inspired to find a way to improve the newly invented telephone. The Bell Telephone Company was impressed by what the inventor did and purchased the Berlin microphone patent for $50,000. Some of Berliner's other inventions include the radial aircraft engine, helicopters, and acoustic tiles.